Grab your ticket. Come get with it.
TransDF Express.
TransDF Express.
Come get with
Ticket.
it. Yeah, I did used to like this song.
Oh, what's up, everybody? This is the Ghost of Mr. Sanders Show. I'm your host. As always, I go by the name of Ghost. And as always, my co-host, give it up for Mr. Sanders, y'all. What's up, man?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
No complaints over here. Living this West Side life over it now.
Hey, what?
Not really.
Nah, but I really did like this song, man. It didn't take off like it should have.
I like the video too to go with it.
Yeah, it was something different.
Especially that dance, Sleepy Brown and Andre. Yeah, I always thought that was a funny one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the topic we're going to be discussing today is the golden age of MTV, which we're going to be mainly focusing on the 90s and the early 2000s. Cause it probably pretty much MTV started falling off like late 2000s.
04, 05, something like that.
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah.
But we're definitely gonna be talking about the good old days. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button to our channel, help promote our channel, and help us get some of these streams out here. But anyway, so when we're talking about MTV, what do you remember most about MTV during this era?
Really great programming. They had some really good shows, great specials, and the award shows back then were really good. Had great live performances, and the celebrities that were really prominent back then actually showed up.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of memorable moments, and it had great behind the scenes shows, because when they used to do like My Life, and dudes would go back home and show what was going on. And
no, it was True Life.
True Life.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm talking about like the rappers had like My Life, but
Okay.
True Life too. That's another great
show
that I watched a lot during this era. I just remember just a lot of great programming, a lot of great shows.
Yeah, like what I remember most about it, like basically like pretty much you could just like get up in the morning and just watch MTV all day.
Yeah.
And like you're gonna see like you're gonna pretty much get a good show all day. Like everything, like they just had just a good lineup like every day. Like I just remember MTV was just so great to watch, especially during like summer break.
Yeah.
Because you just had so many great things, like so many great programming, so many great shows that you just couldn't beat this. I mean, MTV at its height was, I hate to say it, way better than BET.
Yeah, because BET basically just took everything they did and added black people.
Yeah, it definitely set the standard. But of course too, like when MTV actually stood for like music television.
Exactly. And that was the thing. It's like they made that change to reality TV around the 2000s, when reality TV was starting to pop, and that was when MTV kind of fell off to me.
Yeah, they got a little bit too into like the reality TV. Like really, they need to change the name from MTV to RTV.
Yeah, because that's what it's really pretty much been for the past 10, 15, 20 years. It's just not enough music anymore. Only time they really mention music is the VMAs.
Do they even still have the VMAs anymore?
Yeah, and it's crazy because I remember when that was an event. People really tuned in and wanted to watch that stuff. And it's
they came on with they came on always Sunday and
in like August or September.
But yeah, that's what I remember most about MTV during that time. And if we talk about MTV, because I felt like we had to have a whole segment about this. You can't talk about MTV without TRL.
Yeah, TRL was definitely a groundbreaking show. So what was some of your favorite videos from that era?
Oh man, I mean, of course, like EI. I always like some of Kid Rock's videos, like Ball with the Ball.
Yeah,
That was always a funny, especially when what was that little mascot he had, Joe C.
I can't remember, but yeah, I think that was his name, JC or Josie or something.
Yeah, something like that. And Limp Bizkit's videos. It was just fun to like just see all the different types of like, different types of music and different types of like interpretation of people's videos.
Mm-hmm.
It was always fun, especially those Eminem's videos, hell, Dr. Dre's videos. And it was
NSYNC,
yeah, Backstreet Boy. Oh yeah, that was funny when they had their little battles, the Backstreet Boy and NSYNC. Which me, I lean more towards
Britney
Backstreet
Spears,
Boy.
she was killing it.
Yeah,
Christina Aguilera, when they came out with all those singers at the same time. Christina Aguilera,
Jessica Simpson,
Jessica Simpson,
the wannabe Britney Spears. Yeah, she just would never. You could tell she'd always get like the scraps. I'm like, it's like if a song, like if Britney Spears turned down a song, they probably go to Christina Aguilera. And if she turned that song down, then they'd be like, all right, we'll give it to Jessica Simpson.
And then if she turned it down, they go to Mandy Moore.
She only had, like one hit?
Yeah.
A Candy song?
Yeah, and then, but I like this era. And then you had Carson Daly on there. Everybody loved him as a host, but I remember you saying he really didn't do anything spectacular, or he just...
Yeah, he was just like an average Joe. Like...
Yeah.
I think that's why it was just worked so well, like, because usually like when you see like TV hosts or like I guess the video hosts or whatever, they always like there's something kind of different about them. Like they either like super like always like smooth or something like it's like always like a character.
Yeah,
Carson Daly really wasn't a character. He was
I agree with that. But what I didn't like about Carson is how anytime he has some black guests on there, he started trying to he just do some stereotypical talking and stuff like, yo, what's up, dog? Yo, man, the kid can write, man. Doing some corny stuff like that.
Hey, you remember when like Nelly did like a little like diss at Eminem or whatever on the show?
Yeah, I remember that.
When because they like I can't remember what Eminem said or something. And Nelly was just like, hey, I make, or something. It was something about like, I eat Skittles or M&M's for breakfast, some bullshit like that. It was something corny like that. But it was kind of like, it was crazy to see.
Yeah, I remember that because he kind of threatened, well, it wasn't no kind of, he threatened him. He was like, yeah, I just know he won't be in St. Louis anytime soon.
Hey, I mean, there's some certified goons in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Like,
rest in peace to Huey.
Huey died?
Yeah, he got killed.
I didn't know
recently in St. Louis.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mr. Pop Lock and Drop It. Yeah, R.I.P. to him, man.
Rest in peace.
But yeah, it was just like and you had so many great moments on MTV too. I mean, yeah, like the Nelly thing, of course, the Mariah Carey incident.
When she came out there when I think she was promoting Glitter at the time.
Yeah,
right?
she came out there with like the little ice cream cart or whatever.
Just out of nowhere, it wasn't even playing. Was
yeah,
it?
Like it was just like what? Like what is going on right now?
Yeah.
I remember when like the Backstreet Boys were on there and they had like the little sad like moment when like what was his name? AJ had to go to rehab or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of I guess a little bit sad. Like it was so crazy. Like chicks were so hurt in the audience. They were like really, like chicks were really like crying. I was like, oh my god, like y'all don't even know this dude.
I remember when Jay-Z and Beyonce showed up when they were wearing matching outfits. Remember when they had the little Tim outfits and the denim jackets and whatnot. That was back when they was like first starting dating.
Oh, and one thing I did too like about it, like TRL, was like the window that they had where you could just look out there and see everybody just going. Like I'm like, dang, these people.
It was a very interactive show because the guests were pretty much. The crowd was pretty much right there.
Yeah.
in front. That was like a few feet away from.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was definitely a good thing about it, because like that's probably one of the only down things like 106 and Park did. They probably had the crowd too far away from the celebrities.
Yeah, but they had them close up when they were performing though.
Yeah, like that was like the only time though.
Yeah.
Like with TRL, you pretty much just right there. Like as soon as you walk in, like you're just walking right through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And it was definitely good. And then you can't mention TRL without your boy.
Who?
The D, the A, the D, the I, the D, the D, the Y, the D, the I, the D is Diddy. Yeah, he made the most appearances out of any celebrity on that show.
And why is that?
Because he was right next door. Yeah, like, because it was like I said on another show. Apparently, when I was watching like the behind the stuff, behind the story or whatever about TRL, he would just like literally call them up and just be like, "Hey, can I come on the show today?" And it was like, what? Like, who does that?
Yeah, I seen a video of him recently. It was an old video from 2000. He was like on the phone, and he was in the office on the phone. He was like, "Okay, so I got that appearance for TR today. I do. Oh yeah, okay, all right." He hangs up the phone. He just goes crazy. He's like, "Yes, yes, I'm a savage. Yes, what is next? I will conquer anything. What is next?" And I'm just like, damn, all this for a TRL appearance or MTV or VMA appearance, something I don't know. But I was just like, dang, bro, chill the fuck out. It's like he ain't never been there before.
Yeah, he was on that line. Like, I remember when they had the whole when he was running that marathon.
Yeah, and he had the mohawk.
Yeah, well, remember the one episode he literally spent the whole episode just running on the treadmill like in the background, and it was just like, what? He did all that training for that marathon. You know what place he came in?
What?
Like 263 or something like that.
Hey, I mean, he finished, so we'll give him that.
And he probably ran in a back alley, called a taxi cab, and then went to got dropped off like right by the finish line, or went to like a nice restaurant. Somebody probably saw him like, "Hey, ain't you supposed to be in the marathon?" "Oh no, that ain't me. I just look like Diddy." Like,
I'm a stunt double or something.
Yeah, I'm a stunt double.
Yeah, motherfucker be jogging and shit. All right, we got our shots. All right, cool. All right, come on. Let's go over here. I'm gonna get something to eat real quick, and then I'm gonna be at the finish line, act like I finished.
Yeah, it was just so funny. Like some of the stuff with that, I was just like, really,
man.
But they went so over the top with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else do you remember about TRL?
Well, they kind of started reality television with The Real World in the early 90s.
Well, I'm just talking about TRL.
TRL.
For right now. Like, what else do you remember about TRL? Like, I'm trying to think of like some of the other things that happened. Because, I mean, stuff would just happen on there all the time. Remember with Jay-Z got like, what was it? Like, he was going to go somewhere to sign autographs or something, but I guess the fans got wind of it and started like storming like the store or something. And they called him on. I remember they called him, and I guess Jay-Z didn't realize he was like on air, and he was just like, man, he was just having like a regular conversation with Carson Daly, and he was just like, man, I mean, it's just crazy out here, like. And he's like, man, yeah, I just had to be out. Like, I'm sorry. And then just hung up the phone.
Yeah.
But
I can't really remember any more moments like that.
And of course, TRL fell off.
Well, I do remember at one point they were just playing like 10 seconds of a video.
Yeah, that's when they like changed the timing of it. That's like after Carson Daly left.
Yeah,
because after Carson Daly left, that show really lost its flavor because it just wasn't the same. Like, but I mean, when TRL was popping, like, definitely, probably, would you say it's the greatest countdown show?
Nah, 106 Park was better.
Better than TRL?
Yeah, they surpassed TRL.
I don't know. It's a tough one. To me.
Not for me. Because
I just think about, like, the reason because like I look at like the time Carson Daly was there compared to like the time like AJ and Free were at 106 in Park. And I mean, it's close. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's very close. But I kind of give like MTV that slight nod, or TRL that slight nod, like just barely.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's definitely close. But I don't know. It was just great entertainment. I mean, you couldn't go wrong. You can't go wrong with either one of them. I don't think. But TRL definitely one of the great countdown shows ever. But moving on from TRL, what were some of your favorite shows on MTV during this time?
I like True Life, Road Rules. I like the Road Rules, Real World Challenges, Real World. That was another show I liked. I didn't really start watching Real World till the New York season.
What was your favorite season of Real World?
I'm gonna say the Vegas one because that was just so over the top and crazy. You know, that's really when Real World just it was a shift from, you know, I mean, it had its little moments and stuff, little wild moments and stuff, but it just went to just all balls to the walls, just horn and just crazy shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it did get out of hand.
Yeah.
It was like Real World was always really good to watch, like in the early days, you know, like late 90s, early 2000s. I remember me and my cousin, we were watching the season with what's his face on Tech Money.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly the rumor was because they were on like an island. Supposedly he slept with like every chick on like that island or something like that. That was the rumor. Because I remember my cousin told me that.
Buddy.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the same season that one girl was on it that was like drunk all the time. You remember her? She was like Cambodian or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what she was, but she was wasted like all the time.
Is that the same season with "Come on, be my baby tonight"?
I don't know about that.
Come on, be my baby tonight. Cause that was Tech Money. He was in New Orleans, right?
I don't know where they were at.
Yeah, I think he was in New Orleans. And they had that dude on there that was trying to be R&B, so he had that song, "Come on, be my baby tonight." Yeah.
I just remember that dude from the Chappelle Show.
Yeah, he was on Real. That was a song on the Real.
Oh
World.
yeah, he was on Real World.
Yeah, but
yeah, Tech Money. That was the dude. He became what, an MTV VJ after that though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was out there for a little bit.
The one I like, what was the one? The one with the Miz on it in Coral.
Yeah, that was New York. That was
New York. I always thought, for some reason, I always think that was Chicago.
Was it Chicago?
I don't know.
I just know they was somewhere up east.
I feel like it was Chicago.
Yeah.
But you might be right. It might be New York, but I feel like it was Chicago.
I just know Cora was very aggressive. She definitely put a motherfucker in their place real quick.
I just remember Miz. He was just so goofy on that damn show.
Because I think he was the youngest on the show.
Yeah, and he wanted to be like a wrestler so bad. He would just be doing stupid like wrestling moves like all over the house and shit.
Yeah.
It was just so funny. I was just like, wow. And then of course, like we were talking about earlier, the Austin season. With old boy getting his head rocked.
Yeah, got his eyes shut.
Yeah, in case people don't know what we're talking about. So during that season, they were in like a club, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like the one of the dudes, the black dude, I think he got kicked out or he got pissed off and like walked out of the club or whatever. So they went like searching for him or something like that. And when they went searching for him, for some reason, like a fight broke out in like the middle of the street, and like they were fighting, and one of the people that was on the show, like he fell to the ground, and then I don't know who this dude was. I don't know if he just wanted to become famous or what, but he just came out of nowhere. It wasn't even in the camera view, and just just laid down the hammer on that dude and broke his like orbital bone or something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, like his face was like real
Yeah, he
swollen
had to
up.
get a lot of surgery.
Yeah, it was bad. And then they got pissed at the dude 'cause
Yeah, they got pissed at the black dude because it was like, man, we went looking for you, man. We got into a fight. He's just kind of like, shit, that ain't my fault.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
but
really
shit
was.
like that. Shit like that would happen on the real world because I can't remember what season it was, but they was on a bus and the people outside were just pushing the bus, trying to tilt the bus over.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
remember
a
that
bus
scene.
or a van or something. But you know, it could have been staged, but
I don't know. At that time, I don't think MTV was really like staging like stuff like that.
nah, they was. They definitely was.
Maybe. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it could have been. But like, it was like during that time though, it was a little bit more reality TV. Like they kind of just let them be. I mean, I'm sure there's probably like a couple of situations they probably like kind of set up, but for the most part, I feel like they kind of just like let them like flow or whatever.
Yeah, you can't forget about the Road Rules. Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah, I did like that show.
I only watched I think it was the last season with Donnell on there and Abram. And they used to always just be arguing all the time, and they were, I think they had to like dance or something for their challenge or whatever, so they practicing. And the other guy, I can't remember his name, he was like, all right, so what we gonna eat for lunch today? And Abram was just like, he looked at Donnell with a crazy look and was like, cornbread. And Donnell got mad, but Donnell was always making little jabs at Abram, and Abram would just take it, but Abram just got tired of shit. He said cornbread, and then, you know, Donnell started taking his shirt off and shit, acting like trying to square up or whatever, and he talking more shit, and the dude is holding back Abram the whole time, pushing Abram to get out. Abram just breaks free and starts whooping his ass. It was bad.
But the Road Rules was a good show. Like that was like one of the. That's what I always got pissed about MTV. Like they'd have a good show, and they'd only run it for a little bit, and then like cancel it.
Yeah.
But then like a show that like was good for maybe like one season, they run it into the ground.
Yeah.
But Road Rules was definitely a creative show. I think I feel like the reason why they probably got rid of that show is just because it probably was costly. Because I mean, having
They
these
did
people,
a lot of shit.
yeah,
Going
having
a lot of different places over the world.
yeah, and
around
then
the world
having
stuff.
then setting up like a lot of like different activities they had to do.
Mhm.
But I mean, with this show, I mean, it definitely made the challenge show a lot make more sense
Yeah, I love
because
the challenge show, man.
I mean, during the challenge you had the Road Rules versus the real world, and but now it's just the straight real world.
I haven't watched it in like 10 years, but I remember Cora, she always was coming on the show. She was like a regular contestant.
There was another one that was always coming on the show too. I can't remember who it was.
It was a few of them, but then some of them they got old and was like, fuck this shit.
Well, one dude, I remember one dude, he's still going on the show because I remember I saw a preview and I was like, damn, this dude's still on this show.
I wonder who it is.
If you say, I
was
can show
he
you.
in the 90s?
Yeah, he was either
wow.
he was either like late 90s, like, or like
Well,
the
I
2000s.
know he's in his 40s. He's
Yeah, he
too
got to
old for
be
that
up
shit.
there. I mean, if we're in our 30s, he got to be 40.
Yeah, he's too old for that shit. I know
Yeah.
your back hurt.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's when the show actually made sense. Another show making the video.
Yeah, that was a great show. Gave you behind the scenes on the how videos are constructed and stuff. I remember one episode when I was making the thong song, and you know, at that time, there was like a scene where you just see nothing but just ass on the beach. And I remember the director, I think it was Dave Myers, he was like, yeah, I don't know how we're going to get this played on MTV. There's just too much ass all over the place.
Yeah, that was always like that too. You actually got to see like the directors and actually what they look like.
And you know, interacting with the artists, and the artists interacting with the women, and you know, it was
Well,
just
you
really-
already knew what that was gonna
yeah,
be behind
You know?
closed doors.
it was just really cool to see because back then we just didn't have the luxury of social media and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
now that ain't nothing because you know they do all that on Instagram. But back then you got to just see the personality of an artist. You know how he was
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well,
And
some of the show of the artist.
Yeah,
you know,
and
a
the
lot-
intricate details of what goes on in a music video because they be working some crazy hours.
Yeah, like I remember like seeing like them being up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what the
working
heck?
till pretty much damn near the next day, 4 o'clock in the morning the next day.
Yeah, I'm like, man, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy seeing some of that stuff.
Mhm.
I always like the Dr. Dre videos. Of course, forgot about Dre. That was always a fun one to watch.
Yeah, classic song, classic video.
Detroit what? Detroit what? And then, of course, Janet Jackson. One of her Doesn't Really Matter video.
Yeah.
Britney Spears. Oh, yeah, I remember when she was doing the Oops, I Did It Again video.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
My goodness, her in that red suit.
Man.
I'm give a round of applause for that. My God. That was like, because I mean, you know, we always saw her in like the schoolgirl outfit and like stuff like that, but that whole red spandex suit or leather suit or whatever it was, I don't know what, I don't even really give a shit. I'm just glad she was in the motherfucker.
Yeah. Because
I was just like, wow. Wowzers. I was like, whoa there.
Yeah.
what Big Sean say? Whoa there.
I think they did one on EI.
Well,
not EI, I mean Ride With Me.
Yeah, that was a good one. I remember Christina Aguilera's ones were always boring though.
Yeah, she had one on Dirty video, right?
I don't know about that one. I remember she had, I can't remember that one song she had where she's like wearing all white or whatever. Like, all I want is you or whatever or something.
Oh yeah. That was back when she was going through her Marilyn Monroe phase.
Yeah. I mean, she was cool, but yeah, she just pretty much get the songs Britney turned down. But it was cool. I'm trying to think. Bootylicious. I remember watching the making of that video.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they really started like hating that song.
Why is that?
Because it was just that word was just getting worn out so much. Like, you know, they actually put that word in the dictionary.
Yeah, they put a bling bling along in there too.
Oh.
I got a funny story about that. So this is doing that same era. I think you know what I'm about to talk about. When they had this random commercial on MTV. It was like 02, 03, and it showed bling bling and how the word just got watered down. And it's got characters in it, but they don't say nothing but just bling bling. And you see like a little black teenage kid watching TV, and the rapper is like pointing at his watch and like, yeah, bling bling. He just says bling bling. And he sees that he goes to school, and he got his little chain on. He's like bling bling.
I think I know.
And then the white kids hear it, and then it just passes on, and then it gets to like the old grandma, and then at the end it says bling bling. 1997, the rest in peace, 1997 to 2003 or some shit like that.
Oh yeah. And then another show. Moving on from making the video.
Yeah.
Making a band.
Can't forget about that. We should have said that in the beginning. Man.
The making the band seasons with the band, Danny Kane, and Day 26.
Yeah.
Now, what was your favorite one?
Which you already know.
Yeah, the
you
band.
You already know, bruh. That was just hilarious, bruh. You know, I never get over that fight scene with Fred versus Ness, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Let me put my pants up, man. Let me put my pants up.
You always try to do wrestling moves, bro.
You always try to do wrestling moves. Like, nigga, it's a fight. What the fuck? You can't make no rules. Oh, come on, man. You hitting below the belt, man. What the fuck? This nigga trying to beat your ass. He doing whatever he can.
Hey.
But Ness should have figured out a long time ago that Florida niggas don't play.
Well, he from Philly. Philly dudes don't play either.
But Florida niggas, they a different type of crazy, man.
I always remember just doing... Fred, he had the funniest voice ever.
Yeah.
I mean, but I had to. What was it? What was that line he said? I can't disappoint Mr. Combs, but first I need the number to your phone.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember. What was it? The season 3. I think it was when they were living in Park Avenue.
Yeah.
And I remember they were like struggling trying to do like their second album or whatever, which we already knew that was never going to happen.
Exactly.
But so they were like, you know, Diddy like brought them in the office and was like, we need y'all to get hungry again. Let's show how y'all were acting like when y'all first got on. and he was like showing all the videos like when they were like announced they were gonna be part of the band.
Yeah.
So then it comes to Dialogue. This fool Dialogue, he gets on the video. He's like, "Yeah, you know, Diddy's gonna be happy I'm in the band. You know why? Because I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna work the hardest. I'm gonna work harder than anybody." And everybody in the room just turned around and just looked at it. And he was just sitting there like, and just had this like look on his face, like, yeah, I kind of lied about that.
Yeah, for real. Because this man would just leave like, oh, I gotta be with my PO, I gotta be with my probation. I'll be gone all day.
Yeah, because he would like never like I think like on that show like he went to like 2 shows that they had. I remember that it get to like one point like they were just like talking about they're like Dialogue, like we get to the point where like nobody even asks like where's Dialogue at, because nobody expects you to be here.
Yeah,
but.
And yeah, it was a lot of drama on that show.
But that group was just doomed to fail.
Exactly. It was just the combination of people together. It just didn't make any fucking sense.
No, it really didn't at all.
You got a Jamaican singer, an R&B singer,
a southern, well, 2 southern rappers.
2 southern rappers.
But like New Orleans and Florida rap is like kind of different. It's pretty different from each other too.
Yeah, of course.
And then you got an East Coast rapper from Philly.
Yeah.
And then you got a female rapper from, what was she, from Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think so.
Brooklyn Bed-Stuy. I think she was Do or Die Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
That was just, I mean.
And I never really caught this until I was older, but that show ratchet as hell, man. Like, they didn't. At first, I thought Diddy was a little hard on him when I watched it as a kid. But watching it as a adult, I was like, damn. There was one scene when they in the studio shooting dice, and one of the producers come in. He's just like, so has there any been writing going on, any recording? They were just like, nah, we just been chilling. He's like, I've been gone for 2 hours.
Remember, I don't know if you remember the rumor, but like 2 of the bandmates got caught like fucking or whatever.
When was this?
It was like I'm pretty sure it was Chop and Babs, but supposedly like 2 of them like got caught like smashed, and then like Diddy was like, yeah, y'all can't be doing this if y'all in a group. Supposedly, I mean.
Well, it's funny that Diddy would say that.
Yeah, I know, right? But that's what supposedly happened. But the only one that really made sense to me was like the Day 26 one. That actually they could actually been a good group.
Yeah, Day 26 had a lot of potential.
If Q would have been able to keep it together, oh my God.
I don't know what was going on with that dude, but he was just breaking down every episode.
Like I'm just like, what are you doing, dude?
And then, but Danny Kane, they were a lot bigger than what I remember, because I was watching a video just talking about like the fall of them and stuff, and they were there when shit came. Like what's crazy is like when nobody the label really didn't believe in them, so they only shipped out like a certain amount of copies to the stores and stuff, and they end up doing really, really good.
Yeah,
so if they would have they probably would have sold like 800,000.
Yeah, like I
think first week.
They're
500,000, whatever it was. They would have sold a whole lot more if the label.
Well, they probably were just going off what the band did.
Yeah. The band, they went gold.
Well, Danny Kane, like their first 2 albums, like went number 1 or something like that.
Yeah, it was a big deal. You can't forget Showstopping on every girl's MySpace page.
Yeah. I mean, I would have never thought that group was gonna be big, but they blew up. But I mean, you can't beat the band.
Yeah.
Just give it up for them, man. Just such great TV during that time.
Can't forget Dave Chappelle's rendition of Diddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I got some good news, I got some bad news. The bad news is I'm shutting down the studio. The good news is I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance while switching to Geico.
Yeah, it was just funny the different ways the security guards would take him out.
Oh, yeah. I remember when he was riding on the shoulders. And then the one time they picked him up on the couch.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not to divulge too much on Chappelle. But, yeah, the band, I mean, just making a band, just great. And, of course, they're bringing that back?
I don't know why anybody would ever want to do business with Diddy in this point.
Well, I
At
think his
this
kids are
point.
kind of running the show. King
Uh,
Combs or whatever his name
He
is.
been trying so hard to get his career off, but it's not working. Nobody's fucking with that shit.
Yeah. But anyway, another show, Diary.
Yeah, I love the Diary. Excuse me. I love the Diary. I remember DMX video episode on there when he was watching South Park, talking about how much he just loves South Park. He watched it on tour bus and whatnot.
It's so great. You never think DMX would watch a show like South Park.
Yeah, exactly. And then you had Ludacris on there. Remember he was getting bothered by the bum.
Oh yeah, he was like, "Don't forget Pac."
Don't
Nigga.
forget
It's
about
like,
Tupac.
yeah, because I remember he left. He was like, "Yeah, I'm damn sure I ain't gonna forget about Tupac." Thanks to this guy.
And then Outkast, they was on there. When that was around the time when they put out Stankonia.
Oh yeah,
And what's his name? Big Boy kept getting hounded by this bum. Dude just kept asking him for money, like followed him
Was
all
it
the way
the same
to his car. He gave
you know
him
Atlanta
20
is small.
Yeah, he gave him like $20, $50 and sent him on his way.
I've been pissed if he only gave me $20 and be like, "Nigga, you just went platinum."
$100. Yeah. But yeah.
You better slip me 100.
But yeah, I like the Diary.
I like the Chris Rock's one when he's in Blockbuster trying to steal.
Yeah.
He's like, sometimes I just like to steal shit. But yeah, I was like, Diary was always a really good one. Yeah, I mean, definitely every celebrity that they had on there, it was always good.
Very entertaining. Never forget when Jay-Z was on there riding through Brooklyn banging UGK. I think it was Wood Will. Yeah.
I remember Ja Rule. They had Ja Rule on there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and also in that Jay-Z episode too, he had to basically save Beanie when he was trying to fight some dudes in the club, because they like in some dirty club, some club in the hood. And actually Jay-Z got touched too. Like some dude was trying to I don't know, he was just on some groupie stuff. He ended up like pushing Jay-Z. But anyway, Beanie wasn't going for getting drinks thrown on him while he was in the VIP section. Got to put the air quotes on that because that club was dirty as hell. It was ratchet as hell. So he just jumps into the
like
crowd.
The old Kickers VIP. The Kickers VIP.
Yeah, he just jumped into the crowd and started trying to look for dude, and then Jay-Z had to go save him. But and he was just like, yeah, no artist at their height of this career would ever come to a club like this. I was like, yeah, nigga, because they smart.
Yeah, I always liked Diary. It was always fun to watch. Another show, Pimp My Ride.
Yeah, it was cool when it first started.
Yeah.
But then it got a little corny.
It got out of hand. That's what happened. Like putting fireplaces in fucking cars. And
Yeah, Exhibit. I remember he was talking about this. He was like, people really still come to me and talk about cars and stuff. Like, really be getting into detail about cars. It's like, bro, I'm just a host. I don't know shit about cars.
Yeah, I remember reading like a story about like Pimp My Ride, how it actually was.
Mm-hmm.
Like pretty much like those people like wouldn't have their cars for like 3 months, and apparently, yeah, like and supposedly like so they get on Pimp My Ride, they come take their car, but MTV MTV allegedly got them rental car, but there was only a rental car for like a month. So after like a month, people wouldn't have like a car, so they had to like be trying to find all sorts of way to get to work. And then like some people, I think like when they get their cars back, like they'd be like even more fucked up. They'd be like kind of fucked up.
I'm not surprised because they were putting fucking jacuzzis and aquariums and fireplaces and shit. And
yeah, it just was like, why do I need this?
Like, I remember one time they took the whole back seat out of a dude's car, his little ass Toyota or something, and put just a big ass speaker back there.
Motherfucker's car will damn fall apart if you turn it on. Like, it's just like, man, it's just crazy some of the stuff they would just be doing. Like, yeah, like when it first started, like it was cool. But like that was a show. That was one of them shows MTV ran into the ground.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it was a show that was really supposed to be meant to be lasting long anyway. But moving right along, another show, Doggy Fizzle Television.
Yeah, that was That was straight. It was only what? It was only like 6 episodes, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was more than that.
I know it wasn't. It wasn't that many. It was like 7 or 6 or 7.
Yeah,
Like, it wasn't many. But
it was cool. I also like Jackass.
yeah, oh yeah, I can't forget about
Yeah,
Jackass.
the whole Jackass, Viva La Bam. What was it? Wild Boys.
Oh yeah, I didn't really watch Wild
I
Boy.
didn't watch it either, but
I was more
was
like
aware of it.
Viva La Bam. I
Yeah,
remember.
Viva La Bam was hilarious.
Oh man, I remember that one Jackass that I don't know if this was on the movie or if it was on the show when Bam put the fireworks in like
In the house.
Yeah. Or the one episode, I know you remember this one when Bam, he was just like, "My name's Bam," and I like kicking my dad's ass.
That was the one that started it off right there.
Hey, he would just go in there and just start fighting. No. And then hey, that was just so funny. He'd be like, "What the hell, Bam?" He'd be like sitting at his desk trying to work, and he'd just come in there and start punching.
I heard one time, yeah, he was sitting at his desk. He just threw a bunch of newspapers at him.
And then I remember on Viva La Bam, like I think it was the very first episode that he turned the house into like a giant skate park.
Yeah.
Hey,
That was funny.
they would do some, they be doing some crazy
Yeah, I
stuff.
remember him almost fucking killed himself. Like, they had a hot air balloon. I can't remember the episode. I just remember the end credits when they just had little bloopers and stuff. He was on a hot air balloon, and the air balloon was going up, and he was still holding on to the motherfucker. And it got so high up there, it was just like, they had to bring this motherfucker down because he wouldn't let go. It was about to take off on his ass. They had to bring the motherfucker down real quick. Yeah, he was.
That was on Viva La Bam.
Yeah, it was at the end. It was at the end credits of one of the episodes.
Oh, you remember on Jackass when he when the one dude was walking around with the boner all day.
Oh my god, that was that was just so ridiculous.
Hey, I remember when he went to the tuxedo shop and one was trying to get measured for a tuxedo. Hey, even the dude like that was measuring him, he was like, "You want me to measure that for you?" Hey, just the stuff they would do on that show.
Do you remember that moment when dude got his ass beat for playing Satan? He was running around like, "Keep God out of California," and some dude ripped that sign up and beat his ass.
I don't remember that one.
I do remember that. Because everybody was looking at him like, "Yo, what the fuck's wrong with this dude?" And then some dude just came out of nowhere and just took the sign, smashed it, and just started punching his ass.
Damn.
Yeah.
I do. The one thing I do remember is the hockey fights.
Yeah, they just do that in the middle of fucking store.
Yeah, like they just like, "Oh yeah, I found you again,
Did
buddy."
they have an announcer too?
No, well, see, they did the hockey fights and then they did the boxing fights.
Yeah, the
And
boxing.
they
was
actually have a
announcing.
referee for
Yeah.
those. They had like a professional boxer too. Freaking I think it was Butterbean.
Yeah, Butterbean was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one time he was beating the hell out. I think it was Ryan, and he was just like, "Come on, just hit me one time." And he hit him one time, and just commenced started beating his ass some more.
And yeah, just some of the stuff they would do. Like you couldn't do a show like that anymore.
Hell no.
You definitely would get arrested.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, some of just the stuff they would do on that show.
Hey, you remember when old dude? When they was at I think it was like at a Lowe's or something, and they had the little toilets out there. And dude just sat there and took a shit.
Oh
in
yeah,
the toilet.
I do remember that. Yeah, he just took a shit in the middle of like a toilet in the store and just left.
Yeah, the movie was hilarious too. The first movie was fucking well. Yeah, they was all good, but the first one was the best one. I remember when dude got that car from
yeah, that's what I was about to say. He rented that
He
car.
almost fucking died too. You remember that? Cause remember when they was doing the what was it when they was at the
Oh, I know I know what you're
Fuck.
talking about. I know I can't remember what they're called either.
yeah, I can't remember what it called either. Like the monster truck shit, but they was doing it with cars, like just hitting each other.
Yeah,
and
it's
shit.
what the heck is it called?
Like,
Anyway,
yeah, but yeah, one of the cars like damn near it flew through the windshield and almost hit him.
yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
then
they gave that car back.
that dude was pissed. And this motherfucker, he's just gonna be like, "Well, I mean, I brought it back with a full tank of gas." But man, just great shows.
Yeah.
You remember what was it? Ryan. He had that little show like where he transformed people's rooms.
No, I don't remember that.
Well,
Room Raiders. That what you
no,
talking about?
not Room Raiders.
Oh.
He would like
Well, shit.
people would like he'd go into like people like live together,
Yeah.
and like something would happen like with one roommate, and he'd be like, oh yeah, this is my time to get my revenge on people, get my revenge on my roommate.
Yeah.
This dude, he come in there and like fuck up people's rooms. Like I remember like he turned this one person's room into like a damn dungeon. That person came back, he was like, man, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, what you do to my room? But I always liked that show. It was pretty funny. But yeah, Room Raiders, like you were saying, that wasn't a bad show. It kind of got kind of corny after a little bit though.
Yeah, it was cool, but another funny show, Next.
Oh yeah, Next. You definitely can't forget Next.
Motherfuckers would get out there buzz for 2 seconds. Next.
Yeah, that was always funny. Oh, you remember the one show they had, Boiling Point?
Yeah, when they used to just mess with people in the street and give them money afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember there was this one where, you know how it is when you like, you walk to the same direction as somebody else, and usually it used to be like that, and usually you get away from the motherfucker, but they just kept doing it, just kept jumping in any direction and stuff. That was something they used to do a lot, like in like New York and shit, and you know motherfuckers really ain't going for that in New York. They'd be like, yo, what the fuck, man? It's like, oh, you missed out on $100, buddy.
Yeah, that was always good. Trying to think of Tom Green show.
Yeah. He was the first jackass.
Yeah. I remember when he had like testicular cancer or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Then he like brought it on the show and like chopped it up or something. It was alright. Like he would always be doing some outrageous shit.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Remember this? Danger. She smashed
The
the homies.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about like the spring breaks MTV had.
Yeah, some really good performances. I remember, I think it was Wyclef, you know, because on there, on the spring break, like they had the girls walking while they performing and stuff. And he just stopped everything. He's like, yo, Shorty got back or something like that. Shorty got ass or something like that. I remember that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was watching some of the performances they had, and it was just like, man.
Can't forget 50 Cent when he climbed on that shit.
No, that was
stuck up there.
Well, that was at the BET one when he climbed.
No, that was MTV.
Well,
yeah,
there was
that
one.
was MTV, bro.
Well, there was one. No, I watched the one at MTV. He like started off on the roof of like a building, but then he was on stage. The BET one, he actually like climbed up the little rail or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, like just great performances. Like, man, I wanted to be at the one in the spring break so bad.
Yeah.
Man, I was watching one performance, Rick Ross, when he performed The Boss. Oh my God, that crowd was going crazy.
Yeah.
I guess who his freaking hype man was.
Who? Khaled.
Yeah. I was like, you guys
DJ Khaled. Nigga, you not even on the song.
Yeah. I was just like, are you kidding me? But man, those things would be so hype. And the stages were actually pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was kind of cool that they had different stages like every year. And you know, and it made it even better. It was like right on the beach.
Yeah, I remember when Eminem performed, he always jump in the crowd.
Yeah. But it was just spring break, like MTV spring breaks were just so ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere.
Yeah, like.
Do you remember Cisco Shakedown?
No, I remember that.
That came out around that time when Thong Song was popping, because that came out like in the spring, and yeah, he had a little show. It was kind of like a spring break type show.
Oh, I remember. I don't know if you remember this. Well, this was like 90s, like I think early or mid 90s. I didn't even remember it until I saw a video about it. But like Kevin Nash, a wrestler, he was on spring break, and apparently some fucking dude threw a fucking rock at his ass. Yeah, and he jumped out in the stands and caught the dude. Like he grabbed the dude, threw him on the ground, and like held him down until the cops came and arrested him. And like you see like this whole thing on camera, and he's like, yeah, get this motherfucker. Like we're pressing charges too. And I was just like, wow. Like, why would you do that to Kevin Nash?
Exactly.
Like, that dude's what, 6'10", 7 foot? You gonna throw a rock at him?
Yeah.
But yeah, Kevin Nash, he got that rock.
Thought he was David or some shit.
But yeah, he thought he got that rock thrown at him. You just see him pop up and just jump straight into the stands.
Yeah.
And grab the dude. Like, why would you think you could run away? Like, you're in a crowd of people. You think people are just gonna move out the way? But yeah, Spring Break was just ridiculous. Any more shows you can think of?
Well, I mean, this is not the. Well, I mean, this is a good show for like 2 seasons. It wasn't in the golden era. You still want me to bring it up?
What was it?
Jersey Shore.
Oh, yeah, that's when MTV started getting desperate. They were trying to find their next thing, next go-to thing.
But I remember, True Life. We haven't spoke on that.
Oh yeah,
actually,
True Life.
that's kind of started Jersey Shore because True Life. You had that dude that was that had that house for the summer at the shore. And it was just show he really wanted a girlfriend really bad.
Damn, Ronnie.
He kind of looked like Ronnie too. He wanted a girlfriend so bad, and he was just going through the club. He was just really a big simp. And he was always
Ronnie.
Yeah, he was always getting into it with people and stuff. And yeah, but it kind of started the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
A little bit, but I always remember him.
True Life would have so many random topics. Like I remember, one was like, one episode was like, I was like, I love big girls. Like it was just had like dudes that like really like love like really big women.
Yeah.
And actually, it was funny on that episode. A$AP Ferg was on it.
Oh,
he was friends with one of the dudes that were on the show. Because I was like looking at it, I was like, is that A$AP Ferg? And he like, I think he said something about like he was like trying to be a rapper on that show.
Yeah.
But
I remember my other favorite episode of mine was I'm Still in Love with My Ex, and it had this dude couldn't get over his high school sweetheart or whatever, and he was dating like an 18-year-old. He was probably like in his mid-20s or whatever, dating an 18-year-old. Him and the 18-year-old, they in the mall, and his ex is in there. And he waits till she ain't paying attention. He goes over, is like talking to her and hugging her and stuff. And, the ex get mad. But the corniest part, you already know it's staged. It was Valentine's Day. He bought her like a real high-ass bouquet of flowers, some roses, and showed her to her apartment with her new dude there. He just sitting on the couch just looking at this dude with a smile on his face, and he's just like, I don't want you. I want you. He can't do what I can do for you. He was just like, yo, that was high school. Get over it. Like you're literally in my house making a nuisance of yourself.
I remember there was one episode. It was like my family hates my girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
And this dude like. His girlfriend got like put out of her apartment or something like that, so he like was having her like live in his closet because like his family just did not like her, so he just like have her like, so he didn't want them to know, so he just like kept her in a closet.
Yeah, that's another episode. I Hate My Roommate. When they had this dude. They were childhood friends, but one of the guys, he was growing up, he had a nice little bank job, had his own little apartment, he was handling his business, and the other guy really didn't have shit going on, and he slept on his couch to the point where it was a dent of his body in the damn couch that wouldn't go away. And so he was telling him, it was just because his girlfriend was basically telling him like, yo, you need to get him up out of here, he needs to get a job and get his own shit. So they go to the gym right down the street to get him a job, whatever he applies for. He was supposed to wake up in the morning. This motherfucker wakes up at like noon and like to go do the shit.
What a bum.
Yeah. And she asked him a simple question, what are some of your weaknesses? And he couldn't answer it, and he didn't want to answer it, and then he finally did it, and it was just very cringy. And then he was just like, you know what, me and you, we just gotta go to therapy, man, figure out what's going on. And the therapist pretty much told him, he's a bum, you need to get rid of him. Right to his face. He was like, you live in what's that saying for like when you like delusional grandeur of delusion or something. That's what I think that's what the therapist said. I don't know the exact saying, but that's what he just basically said, you're delusional, bro. Like you act like a little kid. You're a grown man, but you have a very childlike attitude, you know. And then he ended up he's then the banker ended up coming home one day and he wasn't there no more. And he never came back, and he was just like, man, he gone, but he still left his dent in my couch.
Oh man, I'll try. Is there any more shows we've missed? Because I mean, I'm sure there is.
Oh shit. I mean, we already covered most of the reality shows. What about did you ever watch Rock and Jock? I think that was a little ahead of our time, before our time.
Oh, one show, Two-A-Days. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Oh, the football show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
I always liked that. I liked the first season. Second season, not so good.
What, did you watch Tough Enough? WWE show?
That was on MTV?
Yeah.
I thought that was on something else.
No, that was on MTV. Well, it started on MTV.
Well, yeah, I watched yeah, if it was on MTV, I definitely was watching the first season.
Yeah, I used to watch that. It was cool.
Yeah, that was always interesting.
I remember one of the wrestlers, because dude was just being a bitch about hitting the mat, so he just made him hit the mat over and over again until he told him to stop, and made him like repeat some shit while he was doing it. Like, I think it was like, I will hit the mat, sir. Bam. Get up again. I will hit the mat, sir. Bam.
But the guy that actually won that first season, you know, he became a legitimate little star in the.
I don't even remember.
Maven.
Maven.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he became a little bit like a pretty legitimate star. I remember he was like a hardcore champion. Yeah, because he won the Royal Rumble one year, I think, or something like that. No, I don't think he won it, but he like eliminated the Undertaker, and they made a big deal out of that. Yeah, I'm sure.
Speak on some of the award shows around this time.
Yeah, I was about to get into that. I was just making sure we didn't miss any shows, but oh well.
Daria.
I ain't fuck with that shit. One
cool.
show that was on Beavis and Butthead.
It was alright.
That show was better than alright. That show was pretty fun. MTV got so much heat for that show.
Yeah, that was considered obscene back then.
Yeah.
It's funny how times change.
Yeah, but I was watching the creator of that show. He was like, because they were asking him about it, and he told them, he was like, yeah, you know, I didn't really catch much of heat from it. It was really MTV that caught all the heat from it. He's like, yeah, they get like so many freaking calls about that show all the time. Like, it was bad. But some of the stuff on that show, it was just crazy. I'm Cornholio. Let me take my bungle.
Yeah, Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they need to bring that back, man.
They tried to for a little bit, but it just didn't go too well. But that was always an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely interesting because it was just so violent.
Yeah, yeah, that was true. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the award shows.
Well, I was always a fan of the VMAs up until probably about 2013. That was Miley Cyrus' performance, and then after that
was just terrible.
When I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, that was gruesome.
Yeah, but
all the show, man, I remember the VMAs. It was so big, like,
yeah,
dealing with those, like, it was crazy.
Funny moment when Will Smith got his award in '99 for like best rap album or best single or something. He was just like, oh yeah, and when he was in his speech, he was like, oh yeah, by the way, I never had to sell any drugs, I never had to shoot anybody, never had to rob anybody, and I sold all these albums and blah blah blah. They put the camera on Eminem, and he's kind of just rolls his eyes and starts clapping or whatever. So I'm pretty sure later on that night he had that one line. Will Smith ain't got a cuss of his albums, but I do. So fuck him and fuck you too.
Yeah, who was with the VMAs? Who was your favorite host?
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I was probably gonna say that was probably my favorite
Yeah.
one that they did.
It was
Chris
hilarious.
Rock was always
His rendition of Michael Jackson was funny that night, cause I thought the same thing. I was just like, that wasn't a good performance with Michael Jackson, cause he was just like, it was like, man, it's almost like he got old, man. He just couldn't get out. He just couldn't really do what he used to do, and he was just like, he was just really getting it going in on that performance. Cause I remember thinking the same thing when I was a kid watching. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, cause it was right after NSYNC could perform Pop.
Oh,
And
is
then
that
he
when
just
he
came
like got
out
that
of
one
nowhere.
award and he thought it was like a lifetime achievement?
No, that was the year after, or
Oh,
year
okay.
2 after was. Yeah, I remember that too, because I was like, no, that's not what that was for.
I always remember like the stages that they had for like all them shows.
Amazing.
Yeah, like they really put like a lot of effort in the shows. Remember when they like the first VMA, so that they like actually moved out of New York and like moved it to like Miami. What is it, Miami?
Yeah, that was 04. I remember that, because they didn't have a host that year. They just had different people come.
No, they did. Did they?
No, they didn't have a host that year. They just had different people.
In
host.
Miami?
Yeah, Miami that first time, because
thought
that was the year. It was either that year or the next year. I remember MC Hammer performed for a little bit, and
I
everybody.
remember
I
that.
remember they putting the camera on people. Everybody was just kind of like, okay, this is cool. The only one that was really hype was Kanye, I think.
Well, I just remember like the
Yeah.
first one that they had, like everybody was like coming in like on boats, and
Yeah.
I remember Kanye had the cigar, and like it was just crazy.
Mhm.
And then like the stage was pretty much just like they had like 3 different stages.
Yeah.
Cause I remember when they performed, yeah, and that was just ridiculous.
Mhm.
It was wild, like
It was ridiculous when Kanye performed, because he did
Gold Digger, wasn't it?
he did Through the Fire, and he had Shaka Khan out there.
Oh,
Oh, Through the Wire, my bad.
I thought he did Gold Digger.
Well, yeah, he did that the next year.
Oh,
Talking
okay.
about 04 when they first went there.
Yeah, it was crazy all the time. Like the VMAs were just so ridiculous. Like it was such a great event.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that performance with Eminem when he had all those white guys with the white tees on,
yeah,
walking in
with
like
the
a
real
damn
Slim
army.
Shady.
Yeah. Can't forget about Nelly's performance too that year.
Well, that was just because DMX didn't show up again,
Yeah, he didn't show up in 99 or 2000.
and he was killing the game at that time.
Yeah, but he just did show up, and then Nelly got pushed up to that first spot. But I just remember as a little kid thinking to myself, like, damn, Nelly, pull your pants up.
Well, that's because supposedly his belt broke.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he jumped off the stage, his belt broke in two. So that's why he couldn't keep his pants up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really good performance. That was a funny performance.
Mm-hmm.
And
then another one of my favorites too, when Cisco performed the Thong Song. This nigga was doing cartwheels and backflips and shit. Didn't miss a beat, didn't miss a key, nothing.
I liked when Diddy and Busta Rhymes they performed
Yeah.
as Cavassier.
Which basically, let's be honest, he jacked MC Hammer's vibe that whole performance.
Did he?
To me, yeah. Look
No,
at it.
I said Diddy did.
Yeah, Diddy definitely
Oh.
did.
Probably. I mean, Diddy ain't always
Yeah.
the most original person. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many great times, with the VMAs. And I like, I always would like watch the movie awards too. Like I like the movie awards.
I never really watched those.
I always enjoyed them. They because I'm always big into movies. Like they were always enjoyable to watch, see who won and everything. I remember Samuel Jackson, when he'd always like be giving out the award for best villain, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm the baddest motherfucker out here." So he's like, "I'm renaming this award like to the second baddest motherfucker award because ain't nobody badder than me." And I didn't like that. The only thing I wish they just had like a little bit more musical performances, because basically they'd only have like one at the beginning of the show and then like the main person like halfway through the show. The one I remember most on that did like halfway through the show was 50 Cent, because he performed in the club.
Yeah, that was back when that song was huge.
Yeah. and he killed that. I want to say, I feel like Big Sean performed one year at the movie awards.
I've seen the old footage of Dr. Dre and Snoop performing at at the movie awards. They performed Nothing But a G Thing. Had the live band. Had the live band in the back. Snoop was just mugging the whole time.
I always liked the one thing I liked about the movie awards was like the little skit they would always do like the beginning of the show or whatever. It'd always be pretty good. I always like that. Like they incorporate like a bunch of the different movies and like different skits. Cause I remember the year, I think it was Justin Timberlake and whatever, I can't remember, Sean William Scott, the guy that played Steve on American Pie.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they were hosting and it was pretty funny. They they made fun of the Matrix or whatever. And they had Sean William Scott playing the damn agent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they started like dogpiling. Of course, Justin Timberlake was like Neo's character, and they like started dogpiling him. And he, like in the middle of the dog pile, like Sean Williams was like, "Wet Willie, Mr. Timberlake," and then he just explodes and just starts whooping everybody's ass. But I always enjoyed those. Of course, I stopped watching those.
I remember when Snoop showed up with two chicks with chains on.
Yeah, that was at the VMAs.
Yeah, I know, man. Like,
if he would have done that nowadays.
Oh man. They was trying to get on him for having strippers at Kansas performance.
They should have. I mean, they should have already knew that was gonna happen. But Snoop should have known better too.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, why you gonna have strippers at a damn college? Hey, come on, man. You gotta be thinking.
He got an image to uphold, I guess.
Well, he gotta keep his career going.
Yeah.
And remember, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's true.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I always liked when Chris Rock hosted the VMAs because he would always do good with his opening little jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after that one year.
We talking about J-Lo's ass.
Well, I was gonna talk about when he talked about Janet Jackson when Janet Jackson was Jermaine Dupri.
Oh yeah, he said he was greasy.
Well, he was like, yeah, you know, I just love Janet Jackson. You know, ever since Good Times, you know, I always was so in love with Janet Jackson. And then I turn on TV, and this woman is walking out the room with Jermaine Dupri. And I'm sitting here like, I had a shot. I had a shot. We all had a shot. He was hot about that. But that was too. It was like, Jermaine Dupri? Really? Oh, well. You know, like MTV really never showed any love to?
Who?
The GOAT.
Oh,
Bow Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I never saw him perform on the VMAs. I never really saw any of his videos on TRL.
I don't really think he really made any appearances on that show either.
I don't think either.
Only time I remember on MTV was on Punk'd. That's another show.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that show.
Yeah, because I remember he was going off. He was like, because what happened? He was taking a photo shoot with a tiger or a lion or something, and he had this jewelry from this woman, and somebody came in and took the jewelry, and she was just like, "Well, where the jewelry at?" And he was all like, "Man, that ain't nothing to me. Like, that's a dime a dozen to me. Like, you gonna get paid for it." He was like, "The chain's a 20,000 chains." It's like, so that ain't nothing to me.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it probably wasn't back then, but yeah, yeah, he really wasn't on MTV like that. I think he was just always targeted more towards just the black community.
Yeah.
Even though he was doing huge arenas and stuff, he was real mainstream, but he never like actually took that leap into, you know, the white America, I guess. But
I would have kept his career going, honestly.
Yeah, but he didn't want to sell out. So I can respect that.
I guess. But now you got to deal with the Bow Wow challenge.
Yeah. Now he got to be on WeTV with the old girl on there, and yeah, I don't know what happened to my boy Bow Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, Punk was always a good show. We were about to mention that one.
Yeah, Punk was definitely a good show. I liked the episode when they punked Wilder Valderrama or whatever his name is.
Oh,
You ain't never watched that 70 show?
oh, okay.
Yeah, they punked him. They went to this restaurant, switched his car out, a double of his car, and His from the Streets comes out. And as soon as they come out, he got a bat and he just beating the hell out of his car, breaking up his shit. You gonna fuck my girl? You gonna fuck my girl, man? This is what's gonna happen. And he just standing there. And I remember that was cutting to Ashton Kutcher. He was just like, do something. Do something. He just standing there looking like he about to cry.
I remember when they got Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I think he cried too.
Yeah, they started repossessing his like all this shit, and he was just sitting there like, oh my god, like he was calling his mom and everything. Hey, but that show like got people caught up because like I remember that apparently Wanda Sykes got in trouble like outside like in real life, like she thought like she was getting like pulled, she got like was getting like a ticket or something like that, and she thought it was like Punk, so she started like messing with the cop and stuff like that, and she really got in trouble.
Damn.
Yeah, like so I think that's why they kind of had to kill that show.
Yeah, and then there was this one where they fucked up. Remember that with Goldberg? They were supposed to run over his car, and they didn't run over it. I mean, his motorcycle, and they didn't run over. They ran beside it, and the motherfucker just exploded. And he was just like, "What the fuck?" And then they just came out. They were just like, "Yeah, we messed up, man. That wasn't supposed to happen."
Yeah. Oh,
well, apparently from Nick Cannon said he caught him a couple times trying to get his ass.
I can see that. Well, yeah, we didn't even talk about Wildin' Out.
Yeah, Wildin' Out. Which version do you prefer? Do you
The original.
Okay.
It's not even a question. It's not even a question.
Yeah.
The original. Well, I mean no disrespect to like the people like that are on it now, but
we fuck with Chico and Carlos, those guys. I mean, you got some talent on there, but I prefer the classic version too.
Oh yeah, I mean, get the guests on there, especially when they would do them songs. Like the best one ever, London Bridge. That was just.
I don't give a fuck, 'cause I don't live there.
Oh God.
Let it fall, nigga. Let it fall, nigga.
Yeah, that was always good. And then always the musical guests they would have like afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when they had Kanye on there. He just like ripped everybody a new one.
Yeah, I remember when they had Snoop, he did the same thing.
Yeah,
and then but when they had Fat Joe on there,
he didn't even say shit.
He was like, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all know something right now. If any of y'all say something bad about me, I'm gonna smack the fire out of y'all. Nobody said nothing.
You think he was being serious?
It could have been staged, but knowing how Fat Joe is, probably so. I mean, this same guy that said if somebody told him suck his dick, he would stab him.
All right.
Yeah, like he's serious, bro, about that respect shit.
Okay then. But yeah, Wildin' Out. I mean, definitely the original cast was far better. It's not even close to me. Like they were ridiculous. Just so many funny people on there.
Mm-hmm.
And like everybody was funny on there. I remember I'll never forget when they had the one Asian dude on there, and it was like before and after or something like that. And he got on the stage. He's like, before you get hired by MTV, he's like, I'm gonna make everybody in my family proud that I'm gonna be working for MTV. And it was like after you started working for MTV, and he slanted it out. He's like, ching chong, ching chong, ching chong.
He wasn't lying though.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, damn. That's petty. But it was always fun.
Yeah, I remember one that was just like before working on Wildin' Out. man, where's this bus at, man? They supposed to be here right now. After working on Wild 'N Out, man, where's this bus at, man? We're supposed to be here. It's supposed to be here.
Oh man, this the stuff that would be going on in that show. It was just so funny. Like it was definitely a good show that came, out of nowhere. Really, it's crazy. Nick Cannon was the one that did that show.
Yeah.
Because his career probably was pretty much done at that point. Because this was like after he did like Love Don't Cost a Thing and like The Underclassmen, which I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was terrible.
Yeah. I got one more show. I don't know if you remember it.
What?
The Shop.
Yeah, that came out around like mid 2000s, huh?
Yeah, like
remember when they had Fat Joe on there, he was talking about, I just go through the hood, go through the Bronx with all this jewelry on, don't nobody do nothing to me.
Yeah, I bet. I remember
even they was just like, oh nah, ain't no way.
I remember they had Bobby Brown on there.
Yeah.
Hey, they still had that man on there dancing. That man still called himself the king of R&B.
Yeah, just like Jamie Foxx said, king R&B, shit. Rocks and blunts, ribs and barbecue. Nigga ain't had that about since '83.
But yeah, that was a pretty good show. I always liked that one. Wasn't on there very long though. But it was cool.
Did you like Teen Mom or 16 and Pregnant?
Don't ever mention those shows ever again on this show, or else I'll find another co-host. Because those shows, no.
I just thought I asked, man. I didn't know.
Yeah, moving on. Moving right along. I think pretty much like we got most of the shows. Adventures in Hollywood with 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah, I remember that show. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, with your boy Project Peta. But any shows you can think of? I think we nailed them all for majority of them that I can think of.
Direct Effect.
Oh yeah, Direct Effect, aka Sucker Free.
Yeah, they had the first host with DJ Clue and Lala.
DJ Clue.
I think it had like 5 videos, 3 videos, something like that. Little countdown show.
5 videos.
And go back and look at some of that footage. Look how different Lala looks, and then look at it now. It's like 2 different people.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, one question I gotta ask you about MTV. What do you think caused MTV to fall off so bad?
Like we said, they just started to focus more on the reality aspect instead of the music, and they just got to the point where they just didn't play music videos at all. They even have like music related shows. They just had just straight reality, and that's what basically killed it. It's just crazy how the only time you see videos are early in the morning when you going to school, and the only time you see it then maybe TRL, but they only showing like 10-20 seconds of it.
Yeah,
that's what killed it right there. It just started to go more into that lane instead of just being for music.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. And I think one of the big problems is they just didn't have any like good ideas for reality shows anymore. Yeah. Like they pretty much all you see on MTV is Teen Mom and Jersey Shore.
Yeah. They still trying to get that going because that spun off to a Snooki show and
Pauly D show,
yeah,
which got canceled after like 5 episodes. Yeah, Vinny, I remember he had his little talk show and that got canceled.
Yeah, because, I mean, people just not trying to see that, man. That shit, first of all, the only person that should have a show is Mike. He's the only entertaining motherfucker on there.
Yeah. He was he was pretty funny the
Yeah.
first 2 seasons.
Yeah, it was just funny how he was talking about JWoww. He was just like, when JWoww first came up there, he was looking out the window. He was just like, JWoww is like a painting. Sometimes it may look good far away, then you get up on it, it's just like, whoa. He said she's like an abstract painting or something like that. He's just like, it may look good far away, but then you get up close to it, you're like, oh shit.
Hey, this is some of the stuff they would do on Jersey Shore. Like,
Yeah. Did hella cocaine, allegedly.
yeah. The Miami scene, that was just so funny.
Yeah.
Especially just Ronnie. You fucking cunt. I love you.
5 minutes later.
I love you. Oh, and then
all the time. And it's just crazy how thirsty Mike and Pauly D was, man.
oh yeah,
They were just always on the prowl for some ass. I remember one time they stayed up till like 7 o'clock in the morning trying to get
waiting
some
for some
ass.
chicks, and then they came over, they didn't get nothing.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
But that second season, man, it was just hilarious.
They was partying like every fucking day. Seemed like they didn't even have a job, did they?
No, because I guess like the first season did so well. That's when they started getting paid.
Yeah.
The second season, but yeah, it was just hilarious.
It's
Like,
t-shirt time.
I remember when Sammy and JY got that fight
Yeah.
in Miami, because like it was like when they were like trying to figure out who wrote the letter. It was like, well, obviously it can only be a handful. It can only be one person, 1 or 2 people. Like trying to act like they had to do like this whole investigation about it. Like, because I remember they asking, like, they were like, all right, so who wrote the letter? And all the guys were like, I ain't write it. And then, like, none of the girls could, like, even admit they wrote it. It was just like, well, if none of the guys wrote it, 9 times out of 10, it was y'all. Or 10 times out of 10. But, oh, well. But, yeah, I think that's pretty much what killed MTV. Like, they just couldn't think of any good shows, and
and then just the award shows just got a little over the top, like we was touching on earlier.
I
About
can't remember
Miley
last time I
Cyrus.
watched an award show.
Like Miley Cyrus in 2013, that's when I just stopped watching. I mean, I would, maybe tune in here and there for
I
just a
wouldn't even
little
do that.
bit. But I remember one time I tuned in, I can't remember what year it was, I think it was like 15, 16. I was just flipping through channels and stuff. And I see Rihanna and Drake on stage. And this dude Drake is talking about Rihanna. First of all, he looked like he was about to propose. He had a damn tuxedo on and shit. And he was talking about Rihanna, his love for Rihanna the whole time. Really just making it about him and his love for Rihanna and all this other shit. Confessing his love to her. And she was not feeling that shit at all. And then when they hugged, it was so awkward. He tried to go in for a kiss. She was just like, nah, I'm good.
Imagine that.
He just really embarrassed himself and simped out on live TV.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was good. At least we got to live through the golden age of MTV.
Yeah, true.
So it was nice that we get to enjoy that part. But you have any more else to say about MTV?
Nope.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to be a wrap for another episode. Like I said before, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel and help us out. But anyway, we're out of here.
Ghost Mr. Sanders Show. Hit that button. Go subscribe.